Hey guys, Dave Syverson here from Ourlads Scouting. We are just a month away from the 2024 NFL Draft, and our final stacks have been sent to the printer. Our draft guides will be sent out April 8th. Order yours at ourlads.com. I'm going to give you a sneak peek at the top 5 running backs from the 2024 NFL Draft. If you want the full scouting reports and the rest of the stack, order that guide. It'll be on your doorstep within the next few weeks. Coming in at number 1, Jonathon Brooks from Texas, 6 foot 216. He sat behind 2 NFL backs, Bijan and Roschon Johnson, before getting his opportunity here in 2023. He started to rival some of the production that we saw out of Bijan before he got hurt. He averaged 6.3 yards per carry over his final 8 games. He was getting hot at the right time. The standout trait in his game comes from the style of movement despite weighing in at 216 pounds. He has loose, bendy hips and really balanced footwork, and that which allows him to slither in and out of tight spaces with late movement. This is a guy that just breaks tackles like a machine. The limited tape we have on him shows good blocking and ball skills as a receiver. This might be one of the most complete backs in the class. All right, when you're talking about being a number 1 running back in the class, you either have to have one elite trait or you need to have polish in all areas, and that's what Brooks has. The issue here is this is a guy that we know very little about from tape study. He only carried the ball 230 times over his entire career. You have to go down to the 9th running back in the Ourlads running back stack to see a back that carried the ball less over his career, and that guy was a wide receiver until 2023. Blake Corum carried the ball 776 times, Ray Davis 741, Jaylen Wright 367, Trey Benson 316, Bucky Irving, 475. Audric Estime, 372. Jonathon Brooks has less tape to study than all these guys. So there is a little bit of like high floor, low ceiling to his game. And keep in mind, he's coming off that torn ACL. He is running right now in drills, and he does plan to be back for training camp. But that is something that you might need to wait until 2025 to really see what you have in him. Coming in at number 2 is Jaylen Wright, the explosive playmaker from the Tennessee Volunteers. He's just one of 2 backs that ran a sub 4.4 at the combine. He brings that big play potential to actual game day. He led the nation in yards per carry among backs with over 110 carries. It's one thing to have speed. It's different when you have SEC speed. He's one of the few backs that can actually bounce things outside, beat defenders to a spot, get vertical, and explode to the point where he's going to continue his separation from defenders that are in pursuit. He is stocky enough to take hits, and he can keep moving forward. There is a lot of hunger in his play style. He's not just a speed back. The 4.35 yards after contact per rush is higher than every back in the top 5 of this stack. My favorite part to his game is the fact that he got so much better every single year. In 2021, he averaged 5 yards per carry. In 2022, 6 yards per carry. 2023, you guessed it, 7 yards per carry. In 2023, we saw a back that had better receiving ability. He went from 2 catches to 22. We saw better ball protection, 4 fumbles to just 1. Broken tackles and yards after contact. He went from 36 mixed tackles force and 3.7 yards after contact per attempt to 4.35 yards per contact after attempt. And the explosive runs in 2022, just 9. In 2023, he had 19. This is a kid that's on the rise. The trait that we need to see more improvement on early in his career is going to be decisiveness. Wright will not have the margin he had in college when it comes to delaying his decisions with the ball, inside in particular. The lack of bend in his lower half and slight stiffness in his hips will give a big target for NFL defenders to pounce on when they get within striking distance. The number 3 back in our running back stack is the stocky Blake Corum, 5'8", 205. The school record-setting back bounced back from a 2022 knee injury to lead the nation with 27 rushing touchdowns. Nobody else was even close. To fully appreciate Corum's game, you may need to go back and watch some of his tape from pre-injury 2022. Don't let the body type and success in short yardage situations fool you. Corum can move. The vision and anticipation he plays with essentially gets him a head start on the defense every single time he touches the ball. Add in the fact that his agility times in workouts, both at his pro day and at the combine, rank top 5 in this class. And most backs improve their movement traits in game a year plus out of their injury. So that's what we're going to see in 2024 when he's in the NFL. I bet he moves even better once he's on the field in 2024 than what we saw in 2023. The future is bright for Corum. Does he have a true standout trait? Will Corum really move the needle for an offense? Can he hold up? Corum can make a name for himself in short yardage. His low-to-ground frame combined with his athletic burst in a phone booth and contact balance and sheer toughness and strength will make him a weapon near the end zone. Games are often won and lost when it comes to a team's success when they get near the end zone. You getting 3 points or you getting 7? Corum is going to be that touchdown machine. The concern I have with him is the lack of length that will factor in pass protection. His arms measured in at 29 inches. That was the third shortest among all backs at the combine, and his 2.42 yards after contact per rush are by far the lowest among backs in this entire class. Can he break tackles? It's the number one trait I look for in a back at the next level. And can he be a factor in the passing game? And you need to look beyond the ability to catch the ball. Can he block? Coming in at number 4, Trey Benson from Florida State. You aren't going to find a back that looks the part better than Benson. You are going to have a hard time finding a back that has better height, weight, speed than Benson. He ran a sub 4.4 at the combine at 215 plus pounds. He was one of just 3 players to do that, all positions. The best thing about that rare size-speed combination isn't even my favorite part of Benson's game. Benson did not fumble once over his entire career. He allowed just 5 pressures and 2 sacks over 86 pass block snaps over his career. And the best part of his game is to stay on his feet after contact. Rewind to 2022, Benson was setting records with how many tackles he was breaking per rushing attempt. The question I have with him is twofold. Benson did not do any of the agility drills for scouts at the combine or his pro day. What are you hiding there? The one question I have from his tape was short area change of direction and looseness in his hips. He has a tendency to wait too long to make that foot and ground cut up the field. He can sometimes be too patient. In the NFL, that won't work. He also only hit the 20 carry threshold in a game once over his entire career. Wrapping up the top 5 running backs is Bucky Irving from Oregon. If I told you I have a back that broke the most tackles per rush attempt in the Power 5 and was top 15 in yards after contact per rush, what kind of back are you visualizing? I bet it's not a guy that weighs in at 192 pounds on a 5'9" frame, but that's what you have here. Bucky Irving is undersized, but he's tough as nails, and he's a back that knows how to pick up extra yards, plain and simple. The contact balance is next level, and the ability to move late makes him such a tough guy to square up. He was even better in 2022 than what we saw here in 23. The 4.55 40 and poor performance on his jumps in his workouts may cause some concern, but there isn't a tape out there that say he does not play fast enough, not one. Irving's game is built on quickness, balance, and anticipation. He's also the guy that led the nation's running backs with 55 catches. He caught 85 of 96 targets over the past 2 years, and we actually saw a notable amount of snaps of him lining up at wide receiver or slot receiver. In addition, he fumbled the ball just once on 569 career touches. For his frame, he has unusually big hands, and that helps with the ball protection factor. The negative here is the weight. 192 pounds is 192 pounds, period. He does not block well. He was rarely asked to do it, really just about 2 times per game on average over the last 2 years. He lacks length and he lacks an anchor to sustain contact against a pass rusher. With the recent news of kick returns coming back into play, there is some added value here with Bucky Irving. He did do some of that early in his career, and his movement and skills and traits, they fit in with that returner vibe that I think we could see at the next level. So that wraps up the top 5 running backs from the 2024 NFL Draft. If you want more, order the Ourlads draft guide at ourlads.com. We'll have it on your doorsteps within the next couple of weeks. You'll have it for draft weekend, and we can't wait to see you there. Thank you.